Good morning. Welcome to Energy Works. Today we're talking about embracing sunlight. I recently had a chance to listen to a podcast by a neurologist, I guess, and a brain neurosurgeon, actually is more correct. And he talked about how they use light, shining certain frequencies of light to help heal the brain. And he spoke particularly about a life-changing experience he had, that a young woman was attacked and was severely beaten, her head terribly beaten, and he operated on her for many, many, many hours and used light on her head, and she was able to heal. It took a long process to heal, but eventually she was able to acknowledge. And he had to hand pick out the bone fragments. So he said that was a life-changing, and he knew that this young woman fought for her life because of her experience and was willing to do whatever it took to help her. So he talked about how the of blue light, and so a lot of it began back with some of the gangsters and the control of money and gambling and different mobster groups, Jewish and Italian, and how they started up Las Vegas, and how in Las Vegas they would block out the light so people were unaware of what the time was. They wouldn't have clocks, and they had all these screens of blue light. And so when people were exposed to the blue light, they were more likely to spend money, and they were more likely to get hyped up and not get tired. So it's like this having blue light in your face isn't great. And he would do, even with a podcast, so I need to get red glasses myself, he would use these special red glasses to block out the blue light. So it's like we've got to rethink how we do things. So like, even we give young children a phone or an iPad, well, that's all got the blue light, so it's like that it's not good for them, and it dumbs people down pretty much. So we don't want that to happen to our children, and we don't want to happen to us. So it's like being very aware of how much time you spend on the screen, and to try and block the blue light to not affect your brain so much. So that then leads us to embracing the sunlight and getting out in the sun and having natural light, and particularly early in the morning, which helps with your circadian rhythm. So it's like you want to get out there early in the morning, either go for a walk or do some exercise in which you get light into your brain, so natural light preferably. So how often do you get outside, and how often do you have your skin exposed to sunlight? So it doesn't mean you go out in the middle of the day and roast yourself silly. It means you have, the morning sun or the later afternoon sun to help your body to do better, and use the use of the sun to help your vitamin D levels, to help your healing, to help you feel better. I know for myself, if I go out in the sun, I feel much healthier and much better. It's very good for me. So I'm assuming that for most of us, it is the same. So taking time out to get into the sun and to allow yourself that healing. And also when you're outside, you're connecting to the ground more. So, take your shoes off, sit in the grass, sit in the sand, go by the beach or the river or whatever water you have, so that you're actually grounding yourself. All right, so let's start with I'm able to let in light. Because you've got to think in terms of a little bit more lateral thinking. so that you're letting in light to emotionally, spiritually, physically. All right, let's go age 6. A lot of things that happen to us, and a lot of traumas in our body start in childhood. And it's when we don't get our needs met or we don't get what we need out of situations that we often feel the need to protect ourselves, and we like to have um, that's where often a lot of addiction starts. So it's like addressing what happened to you as a child. All right, so feeling unacceptable in some way as a child. And of course, this makes sense if your family was in crisis. If your parents had difficulties, or they had financial difficulties, or difficulties within the family, or with their work, or whatever situation they lived in. It's like we can feel when parents. Good morning, Susanna. When parents are not okay, that it's our fault, and we can take it on and feel that we have to do things to keep other people happy. So it's like we then can take on this pattern of not doing what's the right thing for us, but doing what we feel will help us get the love and support that we need. And of course, as a child, we cannot survive without our parents. All right, so we're going to go into our solar plexus chakra, which is about control and power. All right, I act on the choices I make. Which reminds me of Mel Robbins' book, The 5-Second Rule. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. As soon as you get that inspiration, you have to take action straight away. All right, I'm peaceful and balanced while wielding my power. All right, we're still in age 6. All right, the feeling of lack of order in life. And some parts of our life might have been in great order, but then some parts were not in great order. So when you think about age 6, what comes to your mind? Where in your life did you feel disempowered? What was difficult for you? Where did you take on the blame that things weren't okay to yourself? All right, now things stuck in your body from this time. So C1 is just under the base of your head, and it's like a fuse breaker for allergies. So headaches might be there. Also, middle ear can be affected. And what were the things that you experienced when you were a kid? Where in your body did you feel it? Where do you still feel it? All right, and now we're going to jump into the crown chakra. It's okay for me to have faith in things I cannot see. Okay, now we're going to jump up into one of the higher chakras, the 10th, which is the solar star. And skin issues come up here. And we could say people get under your skin or situations get under your skin. Also, like, can be hating on ourselves too, can be in our skin because it's like when our family situation's not okay, and your parents can get upset, they can get cranky at you. Now, you may not be the problem, but as the child, you feel that you are the problem. So then what comes up is not being fully present in our body. So it's like we're not really here. We're, wanting to be somewhere else. And I can find that happening. Uh, it's like we have this hyper awareness of other people and what's going on. So it's like you're unable to relax because you always got to check if everyone's okay because you don't want to get in trouble. So it's like all the time there's this, listening to every conversation, joining in all the things that are happening around you. And sometimes you're forgetting to be here and now or being where your feet are. All right. And then what also comes up is surrounding ourselves with man-made objects, which you can understand this day and lifestyle, isn't it? We have our phone and we have our computer and we have our earpods and we have, all sorts of other electrical things that we're surrounded by, Google playing music for us, all our kitchen equipment that we use, even in our car, it's a lot of electromagnetic radiation. So it's like we're losing touch with the earth. So getting back in touch with the earth. All right, so here you might use balance oil to help ground yourself. Which is also known as a grounding blend. I'll use Kim's book here. All right, I feel the stability of my lower limbs and my healing contact with the earth. So that's really important, isn't it? That we want to heal by being out in the sun and putting our feet on the earth. I honour my commitments and see them through without being sidetracked or diverted. So sometimes we're jumping around all over the place. I love and respect the earth and everything on it and every living creature on it. I make a difference. And I think this is very important. Often we feel, and even I feel like this at times, that I'm not making a difference or we can't see the difference sometimes. We just feel like, going through the motions. But, trust that you're divinely inspired to do what you do doing right now, and that the next steps you take will be divinely inspired, and that what you do will be magnified. Any small act of kindness, everything that you do for the benefit of the world will be magnified and will make a difference to other people. So it's like important to follow what your heart tells you to do because of the difference it will make. Now, you may never see the full difference that you make, but you are making it, believe me. All right, back in our neck, so C3. So we were talking about C1 being just under our skull. So 2 more bumps down if you want to go that way. All right. So, right, feeling insecure. Again, your skin can be affected. Eczema also, skin. So back to the crown chakra. I relax and trust the process of life. I have to say, I babysit grandkids on a Tuesday. It's pretty physically intense, but you have to be present, don't you? You can't be off with the fairies. You have to be right here and right now, which is a good thing. And you can't think about what's ahead or whatever. You just kind of have to enjoy the moment. Right, stuff stuck in our head. All right, my words are spoken carefully and with gentleness at work and at home. And I want to include that we speak gently to ourselves, because often we speak rubbish to ourselves and wonder why our body isn't good. What are you saying to yourself? How are you treating yourself? And then you're wondering why your body's falling to pieces. Start with you. I no longer need to criticize others to make myself feel good. So we can do that. I can do that. It's like we want to put other people down and we're going to stand on them. There is power in responding with kindness and compassion. So as soon as we get angry, it's like we're giving our power away. We say, here, I'm a puppet, have my strings, you're in control of me now. Okay, back to the solar star chakra. All right, so this is about living your life's purpose, the entirety of your experience, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And of course, if you look back in your life and you look back to the difficult times, the ugly times, it's like that's when you learned the most. Was the hardest, it was the most stretching, it was the most soul stretching, body stretching, mind stretching, but that's when you learnt and grew. Right, so vitamin D deficiency is coming up. So if you can get out in the sun, you probably don't need to take vitamin D. But if you don't get out in the sun and you're in an office all day, you might need to take vitamin D. So, try, even if you work in an office, can you sit outside at lunchtime? Take your shoes off while you're sitting out there eating your lunch, even if you have to have a blankie if it's cold. Hi, Julie. How are you going? All right, so always striving. So we're talking about how we need to embrace the sunlight. And even though life gets really busy, sometimes we need for healing to sit outside in the sun. All right, embracing our femininity or our masculinity. Travel and experience of other cultures and traditions. Maybe that's why Julie's on. Julie is involved in travel and organising groups to go and enjoy experiences. Go, Julie. All right, and the oil console. So sometimes life has dished out some pretty tricky stuff for our growth and learning, but we might need to help console ourselves with the experiences that we've had, like these experiences. Julie's doing a tour to the Blue Mountains today. Go you. All right. She said, I will get my son. Good job. Console helps ease burdens, assists in experiencing a serene heart and mind, and guides individuals toward emotional rest. Okay. So you can use your console to just help calm you down a little bit and to feel like you're supported. All right, so something to do with our relationships now. I feel strongly that we've helped the previous generations before we were born. They now help us. There can be many patterns of weakness within the family tree that may not be present in every generation. Each member of the family provides different qualities and challenges. We usually want the good qualities and not the bad. However, our weaknesses and failings are there for us to use as practical life skill lessons. So the other family members' weaknesses are also there to keep the family balanced. All right, I accept that I chose my family. Some days we can have an utter tantrum about that and think, I did not choose you, but we did. I live in the present at all times. That can be hard. Understanding, love, and tolerance grow daily. Each family member is free to be them. I keep on my path regardless. We offer complete forgiveness when a family member fails, and that's what we're there for. Mistakes are allowed to be stepping stones to success. We allow time and space for grieving and healing. And, there is grieving in families. Sometimes it's what we didn't get or what didn't happen or who we lost or the situations that didn't eventuate that we had hoped for and prayed for. Right, now we're going into the aura. So layers of the aura. Is there any part of your body that's complaining, or is there anything that you would like to bring up while we're on the call? All right, so the fourth layer of the aura. So this is about our interactions, our relationships, and our bonds. So stagnant energy caught in that layer of the aura. And some emotions stuck there. Some stubbornness. And we can also call stubbornness determination. So are we feeling determined to make changes in our life or to love and accept ourselves or to take better care of ourselves or get ourselves out into the sun, to ground ourselves, to help calm ourselves down? All right, so the second layer of the aura now, which is our emotions within and our emotions for others. So sometimes people can latch onto our energy and hook onto us in an unhealthy way. All right, when you're feeling worry, what are you feeling worried about at the moment? Is there a male friend that you're worried about? Layer 5 of the aura, which is a master copy of the physical body. So tears in the aura. Someone female. So sometimes people are hard work, they latch onto us, or they can energetically attack us. Why am I so great at protecting myself? I'm able to observe people's attack without taking it on. Right, Celtic weave. So part of the Celtic weave of the body, so it's like the energy is constantly weaving in and out and around and repairing, but sometimes there's an area that's not repairing properly. So what area is that in your body? Where do you feel like it's not repairing properly? So the lower back. Okay, so now we're getting into the 12th chakra. All right, so this phase, as this chakra opens up, it's like self-mastery and awareness of our true creative power. And I think we're often very unaware of how we create. Um, our intentions and the way we think about things are very important. And it's like we're maybe not understanding how our intentions and our what we want to create in this earth is important, and not understanding the power that we have with that. So the other thing that comes up is solitude. So, maybe when you get out in the sun, you need to do it by yourself just to have that quiet time, ground yourself, maybe listen to uplifting music or just enjoy peace and quiet if that's what you need. And you could use peace oil to help you feel that peace, to be open to peace. Sometimes we're more open to craziness, things not being peaceful, things being a little bit out of control. All right, peace invites individuals to connect to the true source of peace, of unending peace, and let go of control and excess attachments in order to experience the incredible peace that flows from the divine. It invites individuals to trust in divine goodness and grace. Peace affirms that no amount of control or effort can fill the empty soul. It reminds individuals that only by connecting to the divine will they cultivate lasting peace. Right, so you might use that peace oil when you go and lie out in the sun to feel that divine connection, to actually make that your meditation time, your time to connect and to, pray, ask for what you want, and then hear what the answer is, hear what your instructions or your impressions are, and then take action. Now, we're going back to the earth chakra. So physical contact with animals can be very helpful too. So if you have a pet, hug your pet, pat your pet, sit with your pet outside. All right. Also, creative invention for the benefit of mankind. So, what do you create? What do you bring into this world? Are you artistic? Are you musical? Are you poetic? How is it that you create and bring beautiful energy to this world? All right, Susanna said, I'm safe. Okay, so not feeling safe. So generational lack of safety, so mum's side of the family and the women. 84 generations of women feeling unsafe. So back to the crown chakra. All right, I work by trusting my intuition. I'm fun and spiritual. My work in life brings me joy. So often we are inspired to change our work or to work differently or, to take a risk and take a different job or even to just leave our job temporarily, which can be requiring a lot of faith because we may feel like, oh, how I'm going to live, how I'm going to survive. All right, something in our boundaries. So our boundaries help protect us. So we have physical body boundaries, moral mind boundaries, and energetic field boundaries. So the body suffers when our physical boundaries are weak or non-existent and is overrun by viruses, parasites, fungi, and bacteria. Our moral boundaries keep us in modes of safe conduct. Our energetic boundaries need to be strong too, or we end up in parasitic relationships with others, like our needful family and friends. So it's good to be of service to family and friends, but when we pass our limit of service, it becomes abuse. And also, that connection to God, opening our windows to receive light and keeping our shutters closed, because as soon as we receive the inspiration, next comes the negativity and all the reasons why we can't do what we're inspired to do. All right, I allow others to be responsible for themselves. I am supported in the light. All right. So for those who are in Sydney, we're having an Energy Works get together this Saturday evening. So you're welcome to come. You're welcome to come out, hang out with us, bring a plate, chill out for a little bit. We'll do it 6 p.m. at A1 Health, which is 41 Car Halls Road in Padstow. So look forward to seeing you there and hanging out with you. Thanks for those that jump on the call. Thank you for you being you. Thank you for the light that you bring to this world and that you shine. And thank you for your unique gifts and talents that we love. And I hope that you really enjoy the sun, but also you shine too. Okay, see you.